and I do have to do this. So Vibe Technologies, that's the subsidiary of the Vibal Group of Company. It's newly created because obviously, I was telling you, most people know me. I'm the executive director of the Vibal Foundation, and almost all my initiatives in technology are dedicated to making Filipinos read on digital devices. And so this particular subsidiary is dedicated to enterprise solutions and platforms that store, package, and deliver digital content. So we have different partners, publishers, schools, retailers, libraries, pretty soon bloggers, you know. And then we provide digitization and conversion services for publishers to repurpose their content in a variety of formats. So this is interesting. A lot of, because of what we've been doing, we've been like the go-to person, like ABC that comes or other magazine publishers. They ask us to develop a prototype, what their publication should look like when it's in digital format. And then we are now, because of this, we have developed several publication technologies and online education programs. So what are these core technologies? The first and most significant one is we're creating an electronic bookstore. Now for us, you know, that have Kindles, Apple iPads with the e-Bookstore, Kobo and Android devices. So what's the big deal? Well, it's a very big deal. For example, the reason why I created an electronic bookstore is I had so many problems with Amazon or with the e-Bookstore. When you upload to your Philippine Books to Amazon, it doesn't appear when it's in Tagalog because Jeff Bezos, and this is from his email to us, is that they don't have Tagalog language support. So they do provide it for Finnish and some major European languages, but for the language of 100 million people, they can't provide the language supports because they have nobody looking at this, what content's being uploaded, whether it's subversive or libelous or pornographic. They need some people inside Amazon. Imagine they're based in Seattle, they can't even get a couple of Filipinos. But anyway, we had problems. And then when we uploaded these to the Apple iBookstore, we found out that Filipinos who didn't have American credit cards couldn't see the books that we uploaded. So this was driving us crazy. After we uploaded 200 books, we say we'll look for it, and when the Filipinos go there, they can't find it because apparently there are issues with Apple as to whether they have a retail presence or a country store. So those books will be made available. So we had so many things. So I said, forget it. So after the iPad launched in May of last year, I decided, well, Filipinos should have e-books. So we created e-books, but there was no place to put these e-books because they're not available to Filipinos, or if they're in a language that we want, it's not supported by Amazon. So I said, the only way to get around this is to create an e-book store. So basically, this is tantamount to you reverse engineering everything. So from digital rights management to the whole platform and how to deploy it across different devices, it became a challenge. So the vision is it will carry not just flat. What we define flat is just like flipping through pages, but it will create, it will host enhanced books. That means it contains rich media, and better still, it's interactive. It allows user input. So can you imagine if you have crossword puzzles that you can solve? So when you open them electronically, you can actually solve it. It'll tell you whether it's right or wrong. Or Sudoku puzzles, or joke books that have laughter, canned laughter. I'm actually developing a prototype for one publisher. Diba? So as I was telling you, it was a giant literacy program. And the idea first was to carry public domain, that is, books that have been written by people who died 50 years ago. That's technically belonging to all of mankind, and out of print publication. That's really the main aim. The vision here is that people select a la carte. Like you go to a restaurant, you have a menu, and you say, I want this book, this book, this book. So the user, the digital reader, is curating the library. Okay. That's basically the same vision of Amazon. So, and then what we've refined here is to connect it to a print-on-demand solution. So a user, a Filipino consumer, can have the option. So if this is an out-of-print book, oh, print me. They push a print me, and we're connecting that to HP digital press, which we already purchased. And this e-Bookstore is available as an app on the tablet, currently desktop next year, and mobile platforms. The alpha release for the iPad and the Android tablets is, actually it's an alpha release, right? Okay, it's beta probably, we're talking about in November. So you can learn more about, actually there's only a splash page, Vibal Bookstore, but eventually we're going to get around within the next 2 weeks of uploading the books. I think we have how many titles? 2,000. We have 2,000 titles. So here's the platform overview. It's iOS, Android, Windows 7, and Mac OS. And the components are the reader that you install on your device, the storefront, which is buybookstore.com, and Publishers Connect, which is the back end. It's the way publishers or independent authors and hopefully bloggers are gonna put their own books for selling. So here are the reader features. You have a little preview here. Our bookshelf is much better than iBookstore, as you can see. I'm very particular about things. I want to read the title, and I want to know who wrote it. So if you look at the iBookstore, so which shows that Steve Jobs isn't the only guy who's concerned with user interface. This is the competitor. I challenge anyone to read the title. So you can go up and down. These are all the books I've digitized. So I believe my interface is superior. It's because I'm a reader. I'm not a person making a quick buck from, actually the trick is electronic bookstores mean it's a conspiracy of American software manufacturers to turn every object into a license. Yeah. I've had a very famous Filipino publisher tell, he already figured this out. Okay? It's a giant conspiracy of Americans to turn everything into digital licenses. So think about streaming music, videos that are digital. Books is the same. When you open this book, that is not a book. It is the illusion of a book. This is not a book. But people are actually getting used, young people are getting used to the idea that this is just about consuming ideas and not having the object. So that's what we're trying to do. We're trying to reconfigure the way Filipinos think and thinking, yes, it's better to consume things, we'll save the environment, save trees, stop wasting money on paper, printing, binding, distribution, and just consume books as ideas. So to me, I welcome this development because it frees the book from its physical format. I've always believed books are held back because they're physical. It's messy, you cannot save them when there's a flood, you're gonna throw them, they'll be thrown out, they'll be lost.